Let's see. So I arrived in Thailand for the second time. The first time I'd met this girl. We became friends almost immediately. She was cool. I almost miss her now.
It's so hot too.
She took me out. And she introduced me to her friend. Her friend was funny. And Lita was lovely. Oh, she was so nice. For a short amount of time, it really was a lot of fun. Adults pretending to be children. I can't think of anything more fun actually. It was my suggestion to go to this Cuban place I'd seen. We ended up going. The place was phenomenal. They even gave you hats. It was one of the most expensive places in Bangkok, and it was worth every penny. The cocktails were phenomenal. And the company was phenomenal. The place became so full within a few hours, and everybody was so nice. I felt relaxed enough to leave my expensive camera at the counter while I was dancing. Some cocktails they gave me even had smoke coming out of them. I was always very appreciative of everything the locals did for me. And I've always loved Bangkok as a place. I say always, I only discovered it a year ago, but I've fallen in love with the place. I've been several times since. They have a special brand of capitalism over there, where capitalism is embedded into some social structure of Buddhist compassion, or at least it seems that way to me. So capitalism and its natural tendency towards greed, or you could say humans, the way they operate within a capitalistic structure, end up having these tendencies towards greed. In that culture over there, people seem to be more out to help each other. I've seen many bits of evidence of this. People helping each other.
No, it's me. It's okay.
The footage is not the most exciting footage ever. Such good girls, fun-loving, hard-working, nice people. At one point, Lita, I think she was giving me the middle finger and at the same time offering to pay for an incredibly expensive bottle of rum, Cuban rum. I say phenomenally expensive because maybe it's not phenomenally expensive, but fairly expensive, especially in a culture where everything is so cheap. Then a bottle for $100 or $110 seemed to be particularly expensive.
Maybe we drunk.
Of course, there's always silly scenes of drunkenness and semi-sexual acts And I guess that's just normal. It's what adults do after a few drinks, especially when they feel very playful. Some 12-year-old bottle of rum that I'd never heard of before, but it sounded delicious. It's so nice to document things that if you don't have a particularly good memory, then these beautiful instances of your life could be completely lost. That's even why when human beings make fun of other human beings for filming, and it can look really annoying and pathetic, then I guess that's just what humans do. Humans like to film each other. They like to preserve memories, at least some of them. And most of the memories are absolutely silly and pointless, but they mean something to the humans involved. It's funny because some people have a tendency towards maybe negativity, and you can look at images and you can even almost feel that they're new, feel that this was never experienced, because maybe the first time when you experienced it, it felt completely different. You remember it differently as well. And nothing to do with like alcohol making things more blurry, it's more just at the time it just felt different. You remember it was good fun, but maybe you didn't see all these tiny bits of evidence of love. The place was incredible. I'm not ashamed to say that when some Cuban guys from high up started playing their music, and because it was all so fun, Lita was so beautiful, everybody was dancing well, it was the beginning of the night, and the music. I've always had a huge passion for this Cuban music, and the guys were so talented, I started to cry. I was standing in the middle, and these people were looking down at me, and I was looking up at them, and I started to cry. It was just so beautiful. And in these societies, I've been to Ukraine before, I've been to Kiev, when you're in the capital of a relatively poor country, it's only the best of the best that get the opportunity to play in really good central places, like one of the most expensive bars in Bangkok, or even just being in the metro, in the underground in Kiev. The people playing music are really talented. They could even have top jobs as musicians or composers who, on their free time, make some extra cash. Like this, in a relatively poor country, you need to try different things, you need to get creative. I don't know if people prefer the images to speak for themselves, or if they like some narration. It could be either really boring, me speaking over these images that I'm looking at for the first time, or people could appreciate some guidance as to what they're seeing. Either or, I'm going to keep on going because I'm having a good time. To be honest, the good time I say I'm having is bittersweet, because if you're home on a Friday night having a few sips of rum on your own, and you're looking at scenes of maybe a more popular you, it really is bizarre to watch a more popular version of yourself. Of course, I'm taking a very narrow bandwidth of time. I'm maybe unpopular tonight because I don't have too many options and I haven't invested in any options, but I definitely, it's just like looking at different versions of yourself. It's not like now I've become unpopular, it's just that you're looking at a version of yourself that's clearly in sociable mode. That's the best I can put it. Many people in sociable mode. Bangkok is such a wonderful place. It's a place where you can feel completely free, or very free. You can just be smiley, you can speak to people, you're pretty free. Even just how I met Lita, I would never have met her in my normal day life. I just stopped her in the street. She was coming out of a bank. She works in a bank, and it was busy time in the capital, 5 p.m. I just felt happy to be there. I felt confident, and yeah, I just asked her a few things about the weather because it was raining, and the things I asked her were genuine, and we just got it off. She wasn't sure what she thought about me at the time. It took a few days. I had to go back again to visit her, and yeah, it was all very nice. Footage becomes a bit blurry. I'm not sure why. Maybe I played with something to do with the camera. It doesn't matter. It's good enough. It's perfect actually. Beautiful people. So nice. It's nice to live in a place where it's easy to meet people. I love meeting people, speaking to people, meeting new people. And again, I'm not blaming my local country where I live. I love it here, but it's just not the same. And I strongly suspect it's not only the local place isn't the same. I'm completely different. It's me. I don't really stop people on the street, especially pretty girls where I live, and don't do any of this. They're over there, I don't know what it is. Don't know if it's because you're significantly taller than them as well, that gives you a bit of extra confidence, or I really don't know what it is. All I know is that everybody's always friendly over there. It makes it easier if everybody's very smiley. The whole smiley thing is probably very important. If everybody's very smiley, then it's easier to start conversations, that's for sure. That's what I love about Thailand. Speaking about smiley, this guy was terrible. I really don't want to insult anybody on the internet, so I won't really say much, but he was being a bit heavy with the girls, and I've said enough. It's weird people everywhere, I guess. I guess there's some people that go to Thailand for all the wrong reasons. To be honest, even that, it's like, who knows why he went to Thailand. Maybe he went for whatever reasons, who knows. All I know is he was being quite annoying. And I didn't even notice that because I'd left the girls alone while I went upstairs and smoked a cigar. Boy, I loved that cigar. It was fantastic. Look at these people, everybody's so nice. Beautiful people. And I came back, and Lita told me the guy had been really annoying. Some lady boys or transvestites, just full of them in Thailand. This person in the pink, who knows, can't see the person very well, but this girl here in the dark hair, this footage here is beautiful. I'm so happy I see this footage. This footage, that 10 seconds of that girl walking, that's really what I was looking for. Here it is. I knew that this footage would be beautiful. I love the lighting. I love these nocturnal scenes. I hope it's not too shaky. Maybe I can add something to the camera to make it less shaky to the footage. And the bizarre thing about Thailand that I've just discovered more recently is that, well, this street here, I came back to this street thinking, well, I love this street, all these restaurants, all this nightlife, And I looked at it, and this is only like maybe 6 months later, and it looked completely different. There was just this gigantic building site where there used to be like all this stuff, basically like many restaurants and really big establishments. And I just realised that in Thailand probably it's so easy to just either buy over land or make offers to people and get things moving, and it's this very swift capitalism. Like I was sure I was on the wrong street, and then I had to double check a few times. I was on the exact same street, on the same spot, on the same point of the street, and it was just, there was several large restaurants like this place possibly, or further along, that had been knocked down, and there was a huge building site where somebody had some grand plan. I find this all pretty bizarre, coming from a place where, like here in Europe, it's, I don't know, at most you'll see, I don't know, a new company buying over one of these places and transforming it, but you won't see a company or like a group of companies buying over like a huge piece of a street with many businesses with some grand plan. It would take ages to convince all these owners, and well, anyway, who knows. But anyway, street here, I loved it. Spent quite a lot of time on this street just because it was so long, with so many options, and so nice. It's always nice, always particular to see kids at like, I don't know, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, even 2 o'clock in the morning, and the kids are helping out their parents because people need to work so hard, making food and doing all sorts of things all night long.
Yeah, let's go home.
It's a really great country. It's a very safe country. Just seeing that British guy or that European looking guy walking along, excuse me, it makes me think of one interesting thing. Many people expect there to be really bizarre couples in Thailand, like very old men with young girls. I thought the same. Instead, I must admit that while on one side you certainly see many white guys, European guys, Caucasian, whatever the hell word you want to use, with Thai women, that you certainly see. Most couples I saw tended to make perfect sense. What do I mean by that? You would see some guy who's like maybe 55, a bit chubby, with some stupid haircut and some stupid polo shirt. And then you would see next to him a Thai woman, maybe about, say, 42, so about, I don't know, 10 to 15 years younger, also chubby, also with some stupid haircut. And you just think, well, that couple really makes sense to me. They just look very similar. They almost look made for one another. And obviously, or possibly, the increased purchasing power that the Caucasian guy has, that leads to, you know, the 10, 15 year gap, or your girlfriend or wife is younger than you by that much, and maybe that essentially is like a little bit your purchasing power that contributes to this. But there's very few people that I saw, at least, that are like, say, old men in their 70s or 80s or 90s with things like 20-year-old girls, which I'm not sure if I expected that, but maybe I did expect it. I think I saw one of these kind of couples of that kind where the guy was barely alive and he was walking with a young girl. All very fun, people enjoying themselves. Nice, colours in the Bangkok night, smoky scenes, all so beautiful.
So beautiful. The light.
All I can say is I've always been incredibly welcomed over there, felt incredibly welcome. Locals have always been lovely to me, and in every way really. And yeah, people were explaining to me that there's different kinds of tourists over there, and I don't want to go into this because it sounds a bit like classist or whatever, but essentially, you know, somebody like me, like a youngish guy, 35, 36, 37, who's like smiley and gets on with people and has a decent job, then that's probably their favourite kind of tourist. Or it's without probably it is. And one time I went out with Muay Thai shorts, which is their local sport, call it that way. And I've done a tiny bit of Muay Thai where I come from, and the locals taught me some Muay Thai as well, just a little bit. And if you go around with their shorts, with Muay Thai shorts, the locals just go wild. They're so happy, and then you're so happy. Here people passed me some balloon, and the balloon had a gas inside it. They said laughing gas. I think I'm slightly manipulating this story. I don't think the locals passed me anything. I think I just asked the girls. I said that I wanted to try it. I think that's the correct version. I told the girls I was happy to try that, and I think the girls had never tried it. It was maybe a silly thing for the tourists. They gave it to me, I tried it. I liked it. It had a tiny effect on me, and I immediately asked for another, to which the girls didn't know if I was serious or not, but I think I was serious. But I didn't get my second balloon of laughing gas. Look at this place, look at the colours. It's just, for me, it's unbelievable. I can't think of colours that I prefer in this world than these purples, these yellows, and the darkness of the light, of the night. The greens as well, the pinks, the oranges, I love them. Smiles, I love them. Yeah. That's so nice. Let's see. I don't know if I was annoying the girls by filming so much, but I really don't think so. They were always game. They were always absolutely game. Some taxi home, guaranteed that the girl got home safe and sound. Yeah, she was so nice. Her boyfriend was working, I think, in Japan. Went over there to make a better living for himself. Let's see, a 7-Eleven, there's one in every corner of Bangkok. And some huge guy. And that was it, the end of the video.